educated women always belittle men, especially if they feel like their education level is higher than they man.
That's true.
They talking them like they dummies. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes they're dumb. Sometimes they are. Sometimes. Like, you should have went to school. Like, that was not my fault. That's your mother's. Like,
and educated women have a very much "I don't need you" attitude.
Because we really don't. Yeah.
And you know what "I don't need you" attitude does to a relationship? Kills it.
I just hate that need. Like, we really don't need you.
No, we need each other. We gotta stop saying we don't.
That's toxic.
And that's toxic.
No,
we need each other.
That's like trauma bonding. Like, oh, I need you.
We want and need each other.
I really like this video, and I can't say it like this because I'm not a man. So let's hear it from him.
Don't tell me you want a leader. You get in a relationship with me, I tell you something, you don't listen, but if a tell you the same thing I just told you, you listen to it like it's gospel, you're single. Because you're a rider and you want to be led astray by thought.
Where's the lie? It doesn't exist, because this is exactly what some women do. They will hear their man say that they want them to go to the gym, or that they want them to wear less makeup, or that they want them to change their outfit, not listen to none of that. But as soon as your homegirl is like, oh, girl, we need to get in the gym. Yeah, you right. Oh, we need to start eating healthy. You know what? I was thinking about going to a salad bar. All of a sudden, or even when it comes to taking off an outfit, because y'all hate when men tell you that they don't like what you have on. But as soon as your homegirl is like, oh, that outfit doesn't look good on you, you should change. Y'all be quick. So for some reason, we are trusting these random women online, and we're not trusting the man that you let inside you. Doesn't make any sense. Never has, never will. If you do not trust the opinion of that man, you should not be in a relationship with that man. Point blank, period.
Excuse me, this is on record. Can you hold it very quick?
Yes.
What's up, everyone? This is day 37 of me trying to find a girlfriend in Sydney. Today is my day. I can feel it, so let's get it. Excuse me, I just spent $32 on my haircut last month. Can I get your number?
No.
As I said, guys, confidence doesn't matter if you're short. In my head, I thought I'm confident, but all she thought is I'm 5'5", so she just got rejected me. But we live in Sydney, getting rejected by every single girl. Make sure to follow, leave a comment, and let's get rejected.
Well, I'm glad he's celebrating the fact that he's getting rejected, because with this approach, you are going to be getting rejected a lot. Not only has it nothing to do with his height, he's just portraying his insecurity there. It has everything to do with his approach, making it weird, making this about the content and the approach doesn't matter. The reality is he may have had a shot with her if he actually did it the right way versus making it some influence and showing his insecurity about his height. Don't stop worrying so much about your height. Worry more about how you make the girl feel.
You know, and you'll continue to hear modern women for God knows how long talking about how men are not approaching now. And men don't really seem interested in women anymore. But what they don't understand and what's changed is that a lot of men did in fact used to go up to women. They used to talk to them a lot. That was a thing. But you see on TikTok a lot of times now, men being told, don't make it weird, stay back, don't assume, don't make her uncomfortable, and all that other stuff, right? So now if you as a woman in a lot of these situations don't make it obvious, then he's probably not going to be coming up to you.
So a lot of people have been asking us about veneer breath and if that's a real thing. And veneer breath can be a real thing for some people. It's often correlated to composite veneers. So composite veneers are kind of like a plasticky type material layered over the teeth. The gums usually don't like composite as much as they like porcelain. And so that's one of the reasons why we do porcelain veneers over composite veneers. Bacteria tends to kind of harbor and gather around some of those composite areas to contribute to things like veneer breath or bad breath. The other thing too is if someone doesn't take care of their gums, or if the veneers actually kind of irritate the gums, that can also contribute to veneer. Another thing that can contribute to veneer breath is if someone had veneers and the veneers were improperly done. And what I mean is the veneers actually are not sealed or they don't fit properly. And again, that's something else that can contribute to bacteria harboring or gathering around the veneers. So those are some of the things that can cause veneer breath. So veneer breath can be a real thing, but if you get veneers done at a good cosmetic dentist, you should not have to worry about anything like veneer breath because they would be done properly.
I've been a men's rights advocate for almost 5 years, and I just had the most upsetting epiphany, not just about men, but about my own life. Because I've been asked for years and years, why do you advocate for men? How do you understand men so well? And I was talking to somebody who runs a charity in Australia for prevention the other day, and he asked me the same question: how do you relate to men? And my answer shocked me. I grew up with a lot of trauma, a lot of abandonment. I grew up in social services. I had to rely on myself. I had to raise myself. I didn't have proper people to teach me morals, to teach me how to communicate. So therefore, I ended up becoming an emotional shut-in, very angry, on the streets. I couldn't communicate. I couldn't ask for help. I ended up extremely for the majority of my life, and that is what has allowed me to understand the everyday average man. Going through extreme trauma and made me function the same way that we force men to function in society. A well-rounded man in society is one who defends himself, who relies on himself, who doesn't communicate when he gets upset, who just buckles up, who doesn't give a about his own issues, but has to be there to solve everybody else's. That is supposed to be a well-rounded man. But for me and for other women out there who function in the exact same way, we are labeled as women who are living through trauma responses, which means that we raise men to be traumatized. We groom them to have the same traumatized brain, but without the direct trauma, which means that to be a man is to be traumatized.
You know, a woman can say, well, I want a man to do this, X, Y, and Z. So the man does all of that. He does everything that you're asking him to do. Well, maybe not everything, because, you know, who does everything, right? Not a lot of people. But he's doing a lot of the stuff that you ask him to do. And you return the favor by doing darn near nothing, next to nothing. That's how you return the favor. Next to nothing. You're not getting anything. I'm not thinking about you. You can't give me a kiss on the cheek. Nothing. Now, with that being said, you tell me, what about that would be appealing to a man? And we can wait.
If you could be a man for a week, give me the top 3 things you would do.
You know, being a woman, we've been going through some things with the men. So I want to see what would it be like if I was to give them what we really want.
All right, well, they would drag you so bad. You will see what it's like. You will see what it's like. But you said you wanted this.
I want to give us what we really want, just to see what it'll be like.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. All of the things, the whole thing, the whole night.
Okay.
So I do a whole lot of. I just want to see like how it feels.
So
like,
wait.
That's good.
So because you would fuck, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So why do y'all us when we want to fuck a bunch of women? Why?
Fact.
If you were us, you do the same thing.
It's different. If you're single, you can whoever you want to. If you're single, and like now, if you're in a relationship, that's different.
Okay, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
But you know it's hard to a whole bunch of women, right?
Really?
You got it's a lot of money you got to pay.
A whole lot of movies.
You got to pay.
A whole bunch of movies.
It seems easy. Maybe
you got to pay.
A movie is fake.
You know the girls say down here, they just want money for no. You know in the club. You know how it is. You just walking out with 10 whole. That shit costs.
All right, cool. So, okay. 2 more things.
Taking different girls on vacation.
Okay.
Just to see like how it
is.
is.
Wow, boy.
I wish I could do that. So you take me on vacation, they be like,
I'm sending you home.
What makes a relationship work is things in common. What makes it passionate is that things are very different. Now, if they're different values, you're going to just eventually hate each other. But if they're different energies, masculine and feminine energies, regardless of whether it's men and women, right? It could be 2 women, 2 men, man, woman. As long as whatever the relationship is, there's a more masculine one and more feminine one, there's going to be sparks. That's where the electricity comes from. But what a lot of people do is they have a lot in common, and so they have love, but they don't have the passion because they're both being masculine or they're both being feminine or they've worn themselves out. And most people, when they're tired or when they're stressed, put on the mask of the opposite energy. Most women under stress, ladies, you tell me, become more masculine or more feminine? Which one? Under stress. That's right. And the minute you get more masculine, which is like a protection source, there is zero possibility of electricity between the two of you. And if you have a masculine male, now it's war, and you're going to feel hurt.
And I think a lot of the, or I should say, one of the issues is that modern women come up with this whole list that they quote unquote need from a man. And really, a lot of it is just wants, right? He's got to be 6 feet tall. He's got to be emotionally available. He's got to have a 6-pack. He's got to have 6 figures. He's got to be, like I said, emotionally available, spiritually grounded, and all of that. The whole 9 yards. He's got to do this, 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 and this. And then the man turn around and ask, okay, well, what are you bringing to the table? And the answer, and she's probably not going to say that, but the answer is going to be confusion. It's going to be an attitude. That's what it's going to be. Even though I'm saying I really don't want to be bothered with that. Confusion, attitude, chaos. How many people think that that's a fair trade? How many people think that modern women actually, I can answer the question for you. Modern women actually think that that's a fair trade. Men don't, by the way, just so we're clear. Men don't think me bringing a whole host of things to the table. I'm emotionally available. I'm spiritually grounded, all that. And then what I get back from you is confusion, attitude, and you acting silly. They're not going to think that that's a fair trade.
All right, I'm back and I'm back. Today's words of wisdom is this. I don't beg people to stay. Love that has to be convinced was already looking for an exit. All right? Look, and with that being said, people, no matter how much you love this person, never ever put yourself in a position to beg for them. Now look, for all my toxic people out there hearing what I'm saying and trying to misconstrue it, I'm not saying don't fight for your person and what you love. I believe nothing in life worth having is easy. So fighting for something and begging for something are two different things. Fighting for something are when two people are on the same page, there's just a little indifference and conflict, and they're working for the same goal. Begging is you doing all the effort, this person not showing any interest for real, and you're trying to love them into loving you, which can't work. You can't convince somebody to love you. It just doesn't work like that. And some of us have been in that position. You end up caring for somebody so much, you do everything. You take them to dinner, you do this, you do that. You try to do everything, and then love becomes performative instead of genuine. So then it's taking you out of your actual individual path just for you to please this person. It's just a whole thing. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but understand fighting for it is mutual. Begging for it is one-sided. Do it that with you, man.
Sometimes I'm having a sale. You know what I mean? Like, flash sale this week and this week only, 50% off my standards.
Yes, I believe that's called ovulation. It is about 1 week only. That's not necessarily lowering your standards. It's more like just switching from these standards to these standards. In other words, choices that would be less publicly available. Interesting side note, women have a 28-day hormone cycle and men have a 1-day cycle in tune with the moon and the sun, respectively. So astrology is at least that true. Why do hormones matter? Well, because they make you cranky and frisky and stuff. According to Dr. Brighton, who I did not vet at all, this looks good to me, hormones can change who women are attracted to, they think. That would mean the rise of birth control could be causing more divorce because women are choosing men that they're less attracted to when they're fertile. Man, if I ever nailed something, this is it. Preferring financial stability when not frisky. In other words, the pill makes you pick nice guys, and when you get off it, your body goes, wait a minute, that's not who we reproduce with. Nobody could have predicted that tampering with our hormones would cause problems, but here we are. So what do we do about it? I don't know, I'm just here to tell you how stuff works. Just kidding. Knowing where she is on her cycle can help you understand what she wants from you and why.
You know, a lot of these modern women continue to try to mess around with men, right? They have a whole rotation of friends that they call friends doing boyfriend tasks, and these guys are nowhere in the picture. You got 3 different guys helping you move. You got men trying to help you fix your car, picking you up from the airport, taking you to the airport, all in the same month, or maybe over time, right? First of all, if you need that many men to help you out in your life, you're not independent. That's first and foremost. You're just running a staffing agency, but these boys not getting paid, right? Number one. Number two, when you look at it, what about this operation would be appealing to a man who's supposed to be your actual partner? What about it? Why would he like that? Why is this something that he'd be like, oh yeah, she's got a bunch of men that is doing this for her and doing that for her? Why in the world he'd be like, I really love this. I really love all of these men orbiting around her. This is fantastic. I love that.
I can't believe I cried over a man who has no taxable income. I can't believe I cried over a man whose only certificate is his birth certificate. I can't believe I cried over a man who still lives with his mama. I can't believe I cried over a man with ED. I can't believe I cried over a man who can't get his own car insurance. I can't believe I cried over a man who can't get a credit card unless it's secured. I can't believe I cried over a man who doesn't eat vegetables. I can't believe I cried over a man that when we were at dinner, he licked the sauce of his food off the knife. Ladies, keep them coming. We're going to go for part 3.
I think another thing that men are realizing is that modern women really they're not actually real. I know we have catfishing, and a lot of times that refers to the physical appearance of somebody. But you also have to look at the personality of who they are. Right? A lot of these modern women put out an aesthetic. Well, I do this, or I'm this, I'm that way. And they say what they do, even on their profile. But then you actually get in real life and you see that they're a little bit different person. Sometimes it's not like, oh, they're toxic, yada, yada, yada. It's just that you're not really the person that you said that you were, or, you kind of led somebody to believe, in your dating profile, right? And sometimes it can become maintenance for the dude. Modern women want you, so they'll say a certain thing because that's what they want to do, which is fine. But sometimes you're just not there. You got to work to get there. But you as a man, she says she's on board with you, but you're actually coming into her plan. You're actually doing the things, living the life and all that stuff, talking and speaking and dressing how she wants you to dress. So whenever she's saying all that online, you're gonna have to get in line with that and maintain that. If we need a car, if we need to go get a certain type of coffee every day. Oh, I don't like Starbucks. Starbucks is so last year. Let's go to Pete's Coffee or Dutch Bros or something like that. Oh, we don't shop at Walmart. We only go to Target. That type of stuff. So she can tell her friends, this is the lifestyle that I live. But that's not really you. This is another element that men have to deal with. You might be cute, but the way that you handle yourself is fake.
A lot of women came at me in that video and said, like, they have the right to choose who they are attracted to. And I'm like, yo, for real, you are absolutely correct. But the problem is a lot of women have unrealistic expectations, right? You want a 6'4" man who's not bald. He has great head of hair, but it got to be salt and pepper, so he got to be in his like mid-30s. He can't have no kids. He got to have $500,000 in his bank account, and he got to be making 7 figures a year. He already got to have a house. He got to have a nice car, and he has to pay for your entire existence, right? And he better love his family, and he better be in the greatest shape of his life. Meanwhile, you ain't got nothing going on for you. And it's fucking delusion. It's fucking delusion. Some of y'all don't be looking at who the hell is gonna help me through the death of my parents, right? Some of y'all don't be looking at, if I were to get sick, is this man gonna be by my side? A lot of y'all have such unrealistic expectations, and that's why
all these older women are just single and bitter and they're like, all men is shit. When that's not the reality. It's not. It's really not. It's just that you want the perfect fucking man when you're not perfect.
And you know, what's wild is that modern women will spend years. They will spend years building a checklist off of TikTok. Man's got to be 6'2", got to be a finance guy, emotionally available. You know, he's got to read books, but not just any kind of book. This type of book. He can't even watch a lot of different types of shows. He's got to watch this type of show, right? And then she finally gets this guy. Then when she gets the guy that she actually likes, she's going to text her friend, talk about, I'm bored. He feels like a LinkedIn profile came to life. Oh, he not really the person. I just don't feel like there's a spark there. And you see it when modern women say, I married the good guy, and it's okay to divorce the good guy. You got exactly what you said that you wanted, and you're disappointed. Maybe the problem was never actually him. Maybe the problem was you. Maybe it was, I'm looking at superficial stuff. I'm wanting a man to perform all of these services for me, but there's no actual genuine connection. Why? Because he's really the only one bringing anything to the table. He's really the only one that really actually does things for me because he likes me. Dare I say it, loves me. But I'm not doing anything for him, but just receiving. And that should be good enough. That's going to build a relationship. Somebody that gets to do things for you all the time. Are you okay?
Raising boys to treat women well is just as important as raising girls to treat men well. Respect goes both ways. Cool, so he's raising his kids to be good people to those who are different than they are. Surely no one's going to have a problem with... They have a problem with it. Yeah, a burning house deserves the same attention as a non-burning one. Make it make sense. This is basically like saying all lives matter. The difference is daughters have to treat men well so they don't get murdered. That's misogyny. I'd rather teach a girl never to trust a man because it's true, you can never trust a man. Men are idiots. I am failing to understand how what he said is wrong or offensive or invalidates women's struggles at all. One of the weirdest arguments I kept seeing is that women have to be nice to men to prevent bad things from happening to them. But first of all, being nice to men doesn't prevent bad things from happening to you, so that whole idea is fallacious. If a dude is robbing me, he's not going to stop robbing me because I go, hey, that's a nice shirt, it matches your eyes. But second, he's not teaching his kids to be kind for self-preservation purposes. He's doing it for selfless reasons, because it's the right thing to do to be kind to others, no matter how many crappy people are out there. It's so sad that as a society, we have descended so badly that we can't even say, be nice to other people anymore. I'm fully convinced that if the second coming of Jesus happened tomorrow and he came down in this eternal spectacle, people would just be like, nah, dude, we chose the bear. We don't like men anymore. Anyway, the point is, kindness is not a zero-sum game. Being kind to a man takes nothing away from women. You can argue about it if you want in the comments, but I said what I said.
A lot of these modern women make dating impossible, right? I think men just get tired of doing everything on the date, having to plan it. You know, if you're not careful with a lot of these modern women, you can end up being 10, 15 years into the relationship and you've been pretty much doing everything. Pretty much. I plan the dates, I cook, I clean, I go to work, take care of the kids. I'm involved. I mean, I might not do every single thing, but I have my hand in every single part of the relationship. Cooking, cleaning, taking out the trash, fixing the cars. You take the kids to soccer practice, I take the kids to soccer practice too. You cook dinner, I cook dinner too. Take the kids to doctor's appointments and keep them when they're sick, I do the same thing. So there's a lot of men out there that while these modern women are saying that men are not involved, they actually are. In a lot of ways, they're actually more involved than the woman is. And when you bring that to her attention, she's like, yeah, actually, that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be doing way more work than me. What? Yeah, you're the leader of the home, so you do way more work than me. That gives me time to be free and be creative. Right, but what are you doing in your time of being creative? I'm creatively selecting more shows to watch. I'm creatively trying to figure out how to make your life harder.
There's a question about why young people aren't dating quite so much at the moment. A study showed that 86% of women say they want a man to make the first move. A different study said that 50% of men say that they're afraid of making the first move for being seen as creepy. Another study said that 20% of Gen Zers say that a man approaching a woman sometimes or always constitutes harassment. So you have a world in which women are scared of being approached, men are scared of doing the approaching. People will judge many men, at least 1 in 5 men that do that, as being harassers. But everybody understands that if the guys don't make the first move, nothing's going to happen. If guys do make the first move, they're scared of being Me Too'd. Girls are scared of being approached by guys that they don't know, but also still know that they need the guys to make the first move 86% of the time, because that's the percentage. I was like, isn't that fucking interesting?
And what's funny is that a lot of these modern women sit up and say, man, I cannot find a good man. And really what they mean is saying, I can't find a good man to approach me. I'm in the gym, I'm at church, I'm at work, and I see a whole host of guys that I would be interested in talking to. But they're not approaching me, man. They're not trying to talk to me. Where can I find a good looking guy that's not afraid to come and approach me? I don't want to approach first. I feel like the man when I do that. Newsflash. The men that you want don't want you. They've moved on to greener pastures. Well, they don't even know me. They don't have to. That's what men keep on saying. The way that you portray yourself online, the man is going to see that. You might be the sweetest person in the world, but if a man sees that online, he's going to be like, oh no, I don't think I want that. I mean, you're essentially like McDonald's. If McDonald's comes out with some chicken nuggets or something like that, and the chicken nuggets look appetizing, then people are going to come in and try the chicken nuggets. And over time, you might say, shoot, the chicken nuggets are nice. I think I might get something else on the menu. That's what men are saying about you. Oh man, she had a really nice personality. Think I want to see if she has anything else. So do you like sports? Not really. I used to golf in high school. Oh, okay. Me too. How many years did you golf? I started my sophomore year, and then, junior year, and then senior year kind of trailed off and started doing other things. Man, that's cool, man. Well, maybe you and I can, go play around one day. I haven't been in a while, but, I'd like that. Okay, so, well, let me tell you, let's go to a range first. Let's go to our driving range first. We do that. And then if you're comfortable, we're going to play around. Okay. And afterwards, maybe we can, get lunch. How does that sound to you? Oh, that sounds fantastic. And so he's planning around common interests. But a lot of modern women nowadays, they're not receptive to a man's leadership. They're not receptive to a man's way of living, his lifestyle, the things that he might want to do. So a man's kind of like, if I have to run into this, if I have to be around this, if I have to deal with this, I'm probably not going to be approaching.